See, in my line of work, you got to keep repeating things over and over and over again for the truth to sink in, to kind of catapult the propaganda. Hi, I'm your host, Zachary White.
I'm your host, Jacob Lampman. Your co-host, in fact. This is Hour of Babel. Joining us today is our special tech surf, Riley, joining us from his tech basement, which he is not allowed to leave under penalty of death.
Help me.
We got
All right.
a ton of stuff to talk about today. It's not all news. As some of you might know, we've done a little rebranding, a little name change. Our last podcast, a couple weeks ago, we talked about the name change coming. It took a little longer than expected, but the Hour of Babel is here. We might consider name change in the future, but for now, Hour of Babel seems pretty good. Yeah, so for this episode, it's going to be a little bit impromptu. We do have a little bit of structure going, but there's not like a ton of news. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's tons of tantalizing news, but, you know, none that got thrown directly our way that just seemed really just something that we wanted to talk about, so.
We'll start off with the Democratic primary once again. Since we've been gone, there has been a third debate, and it was the worst one. It really wasn't a very good debate.
No. Well, that was like their first one debate, right? Like
Yeah, they were
everybody's
all on one stage. Should have been on two stages. Five people per stage, 2 nights. I think
Once
that would
the
have been
rest
better.
of these guys drop out, it'll probably get a little bit better, hopefully.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, that's a lot. Well, the first Republican debates back in the 2016 Republican primary, they were a shit show in the beginning. With all those fucking candidates up there, like, most of them, most people don't even know or like, so, Same thing with this. Cold the fat. Even then, they'll still be kind of a shit show if you have an establishment candidate surviving all the way to the convention. But I don't even know at this point. None of them are really even pulling that very well.
Yeah, Biden's still hovering around 30. Warren has a pretty steady climb. She's between 14 and 20. Bernie's about there too. It's pretty much a tie there in second place.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be.
But in the early states, Warren is +2 in Iowa, and Sanders is +2 in Nevada.
Nice.
This recent poll for Iowa is not good for Bernie. He's at like 11%, which is, yeah, that's not good. But
no, the win is the Iowa caucus.
It's the first one, but I'm not sure the exact date.
Yeah, me neither.
February 3rd.
February 3rd. Well, Bernie's got to step it up in Iowa if he wants to hope to, get anything or even win the state. But we'll see. Did Bernie win Iowa last campaign season?
No, it's the first primary. There's no way.
Yeah.
Oh, he came so close though. He was within 0.2% from Hillary. It's 49.8 to 49.6.
Who's polling best in Iowa?
Warren.
What's she polling at?
22.
Damn.
Biden's at 20.
How is Biden still even polling at 20%?
I don't know, but he's polling. He's still polling at like 30% nationally. But in the early states, he's not really there, except for South Carolina, where he's like plus 25.
See, Biden's never growing though. That's the thing.
Mm-mm.
He's always losing. He's never gaining in any polls. In
Mm-hmm.
favorable polls, Biden is breaking even. He's not losing any. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So Harris is dead in the water pretty much.
good. Nip that one in the bud. We don't
Yang
wanna.
Yang pulled above her in a California poll recently. She can't even stay above Yang in her home state.
Well, Yang just came out against universal or legalization of drugs. You know, and end the drug war.
He can't.
Like
He came out in favor of decriminalizing all.
even then, you see his town hall where he's like, so that would mean like decriminalizing heroin and stuff, and he'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how that goes. A lot of the American people don't really like that idea.
I don't know
Um,
why. The
Yeah,
war on
neither
drugs
do
has
I.
been an absolute disaster.
well, maybe they don't agree with the war on drugs. They're just not quite there yet. Either way, it's like we'll see how
Mm-hmm.
that affects him later on. But you never know. Yang could be just like Bernie was in 2016. Just some fucking nobody that just jumped in, had something to say that people wanted to hear, and he just surprised everybody by doing well, better than they thought.
Mm-hmm.
So
Bernie
yeah, we'll
should have
see.
won Bernie should have won the last primary, but
Fuck man, it's already decided back before he
yeah.
even lost New York.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once he lost New York, I was kind of like pretty. It was like, all right, well, that's gonna be a tough one to come back from. And you know what? New York was the last state he really contested Hillary. One of the last states he really contested Hillary in pretty hard,
Mm-hmm.
or one of the big states. The big swing states that you want to get.
Yep. When they start counting super delegates from the first day, so it looks like it's 5 million delegates to zero before any voting has happened. That's not really good for your.
Yeah, that's stupid. Plus, in New York, the register to vote thing was like you had to be registered to vote
Oh yeah, you had to be
back in
registered
like
as a Democrat.
yeah,
It
and you
wasn't
had
an
to do it
open
back in like
primary.
September or something. Yeah, that was stupid. Although, I mean, these people not registered to vote or anything, it's just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Close primary. What a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. But that's how it
Hillary.
goes.
Hillary, man.
And the Democratic Party just doesn't want you to win.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. This it might be different this time. So
Yeah.
far, there isn't any super delegate pledge bullshit. Otherwise, Biden would probably be like pulling above like way
Harris would be
everybody
above.
else.
Harris would be
Yeah,
above
she'd be
everyone.
like a contender.
Yeah,
Be
so
disgusting.
538 actually keeps track of endorsements. It is so stupid. Let me see
Oh
if I
yeah,
can find them.
who Kamala Harris' endorsement.
Endorsement primary. So in first place, we've got Joe Biden with 127 points. In second place, we've
Ooh.
got Kamala Harris with 92. Then Cory
Oh.
Booker. Then Elizabeth Warren. Then Amy Klobuchar. And then Bernie Sanders.
Oh duh. What if the elite is gonna endorse Bernie?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Ben and Jerry's. That's about it.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody like Bernie Sanders if they're rich.
Yep.
They're like, yeah, raise it, don't we? Even if they're like, we're like, raise my taxes, whatever. But behind closed doors, like, nah, fam, I want to keep that. Could you
Yeah,
keep that
man.
so my grandkids can inherit a mass amount of wealth, and my kids can inherit a mass amount of wealth?
At this point, I want Bernie to win, but I'm fairly convinced that Warren is going to get the nomination.
Yeah, it seems like that. I mean, their voter bases don't really intermix, but it's
No.
about, who else they can attract. I just feel like, yeah, Warren's just going to get all of the establishment support. Once Biden,
Loses Iowa.
yeah. So, I mean, at that point, yeah, it'd be really hard. She's basically be like a semi-populist Hillary, but, not much of an evil gargoyle as Hillary,
Yeah. I mean, on
It would still be like
economic
the same
stuff,
amount
she's
of
not
count.
bad. She's not bad on economic and trade policy, but her foreign policy is garbage. She's
I
just
know.
basically a standard Democrat when it comes to foreign policy. So,
American imperialist.
yeah.
And then when they talk about it, they're just like, actually, I'm like their public face may be like anti-war, but, the records don't show it.
Mm-hmm.
Or they don't show it through their actions. Like Obama's like, pull us out of Afghanistan and Iraq. Still in Afghanistan.
Yeah, she's more in the Buckley camp than the Chomsky camp.
Yeah. But still, I would vote for her just because she's not bad, but
Yeah.
I don't like
In
that
general, I
whole
would.
general election, I don't care who gives me money type thing.
Yeah, that was dumb.
It's like,
I mean, I'm fairly confident in her chances to win a general, but it's not as sure of a thing as Bernie would be.
Who would be her VP though?
Uh, mm,
Think she'd pick somebody more establishment?
it's definitely not below her. She might. She'd
See,
probably
that's
pick Cory Booker or something. That's what I think she'd. Julian
what about
Castro.
Julian? Yeah, Julian Castro. Ugh. They're gonna be like in their first speech they ever give, they're gonna start speaking Spanish and shit.
I
Try to
I
impress
don't
everybody with
I
their
don't care. I
multilingual
just want if
skills.
Bernie doesn't win, I just want him to be Secretary of State. That's what I want.
Yeah. Commissar Bernie, Secretary of Intelligence and Internal Affairs.
Oh man.
Bernie will enact the post-Warren purge. I'm just kidding, but still funny. Man, yeah, Bernie. I don't even know if I'd want Bernie in Elizabeth Warren's cabinet. I mean, like, yeah, he would definitely be a good cabinet member, but I'd rather have him in the Senate.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can't.
Yeah.
Can't just leave Bernie's got that Vermont seat. He's got a legacy there.
You don't think he could find a progressive to fill the seat?
Still, yeah. I mean, I guess he could. Probably will once he retires.
Mm-hmm.
Find some progressive that's gonna run and endorse him on his way out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it's Bernie and it's Bernie with Tulsi VP.
That's best case scenario.
Yeah, that would destroy Trump.
Oh yeah, easily. He even knows it.
Yeah, he admitted it. He didn't say exactly who, but he basically said it's Bernie.
Bring in Richard Wolff to run your economy.
I'd bring in Richard Wolff to advise me.
Yeah.
And my cabinet. But
not directly run, that's not how it works, but give him a position.
Still. I don't know. How rapidly does Richard Wolff want to transform the economy?
Probably fairly rapidly.
See, I don't want to do that. This has got to be gradual. We don't want any what is it?
He'd probably start with the Labor Party's current position, which is to whenever a company tries to outsource or shut down a plant of some kind, they have to offer to sell it to the workers, and then the government will provide a low interest loan for them to run it as a co-op.
See, that's cool, but I also see like I don't know, that would work sometimes, but it'd be like circumstantial as to why the company was leaving. Now, obviously, they're leaving for cheaper labor, but what
Mm-hmm.
if their product just the price of it got went down?
You would also
So
need protectionism. You'd also need
yeah,
quite a bit of
you would
protection.
need like subsidies and protectionism, but the U.S. already does that. Well, kind of. We do it as best we can. Ow.
Not really. We have normalized trade relations with China.
I mean, fair enough. The normalized trade relations with China isn't really benefited the U.S. Well, I should say it's benefited us, so we'd have.
Cheap consumer goods.
So Europe felt nearly 1900s.
No,
Was
they
there a
could.
lot of American exports in Europe?
Oh yeah.
Or going to Europe, like cheap American goods?
I'm not sure it
Well,
was
most
because they were
most
cheap.
economies back then were pretty protectionist, to be honest. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure
I
they
mean,
tried to
after World War
import
II,
as
we
little
opened them
domestic
up.
goods as they possible.
There was no industrial power in Europe after the Second World War, so even if it wasn't cheap, we could still sell it to them.
I know. World War II is the best thing that ever happened in the United States.
And the worst thing.
Yeah, well, it's the best thing that ever happened in the American Empire.
Yeah. It's not the best thing that's ever happened to its people.
Well, no. An empire costs a lot. And that's
Mm-hmm.
not just monetary either. The people need, I don't know. For an empire to run, the people need to kind of be, like, the empire itself needs to have some cult of personality, you know?
Yeah.
You, the people got to be willing to do things that they wouldn't do for a normal state. That's the only way to get a large empire to work. That's how the Roman Empire worked.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, hey, Rome's pretty fucking neat, isn't it? Well, we should protect it because it's great. Better than everybody else.
Shining city on the hill.
Yeah, and even after they moved the capital of Rome to Ravenna, because, you know, emperors were tired of the intrigues and going abouts of Rome,
Mm-hmm.
and Ravenna was a way more fortified city. But, beside the point, yeah, even after they moved the city, capital of Rome, it was
Mm-hmm.
still a super important city.
Yeah.
Like, the Byzantines stopped becoming the Byzantine, or the Eastern Romans stopped becoming the Eastern Romans, started turning the Byzantines because they lost Rome to the
Mm-hmm.
fucking Lombards. So, same thing. Like, we don't have that, though. We don't have that, the cult of personality in America doesn't really, it's like fading.
Yeah, it's fading.
Like, the people are just starting to, like, well, that's
They're
usually
starting to become disillusioned with
the idea of American empire.
mm-hmm.
And
Because
it's
what has it done for
just
them?
right. It really hasn't. That's the thing about empires, though, is they really don't do anything for the lower classes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Persian Empire was pretty nice, but they're basically like, all right, we conquered you. We're gonna send a governor over here, just keep an eye on shit, pay taxes, contribute soldiers, and follow these set of laws. We're actually pretty liberal for the time.
Mm-hmm.
for like Bronze Age civilizations. It's like, slavery's bad, and everybody's like, radical new concept. But
They're like, yeah, we got to get rid of that, and then they got
I
rid
know
of
the
it.
civilized Greeks are progenitors of civilization, so they are so much more civilized than the filthy barbarian Persians, even though they had slaves and totally just raided the Mediterranean for slaves, and the Spartans
And then look
basically
at the
ran on a slave
civilization.
economy. But
Yeah.
they're the better. The Persians are dumb. Like he failed at 300.
Well, what
Checkmate,
about
bro.
democracy,
Greece
man?
0 or Greece 1, Persia 0.
Democracy, the wonderful democracy that came from Greece. The one where only white from male landowners could vote. Come on, that's democracy.
Still pretty liberal for the time. The
Mm-hmm.
problem with the democracy is it was like a democracy only for Athens, really. Like the greater Athenian
Oh yeah.
territory was
Oh
a
yeah. They were
democracy.
not
It was
voting.
just
It
like,
was
all right,
only
we're going to extract wealth from you to feed our growing empire so we can take over Greece. Thank you very much. But yeah, I don't know. Americans just aren't cut out for empire. Our problem? We're too multicultural, multi-ethnic for empire building. This is not cut out for that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not really a bad thing. I mean, it gives us advantages in other ways, like the ability to culturally absorb and assimilate people relatively quick.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, big wave of immigrants, Europe, they just freak out, kick them out after a while, or just like, whatever.
And then we have people freaking out even though we can handle it.
We do that anyway. I mean, fucking Benjamin Franklin was freaked out and super anti-immigrant because he thought the German immigrants migrating into America wouldn't assimilate. Lo and behold, you're a German descendant. I'm a German descendant partially.
Mm-hmm.
Riley's a German descendant. How many of you know
Riley's
German?
an honorary member of the Reich.
And how many know where your how many of you know where your families came from in Germany?
No.
Exactly. Yeah, Benjamin Franklin.
I do actually
sit
know.
the
I forgot
fuck
the name
down,
of it now,
man.
so I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Where is
So,
it?
I
Is it
mean,
north, south, east, west?
I think south.
do you know if your
Are you from
family is Protestant or Catholic?
I don't know that.
All right. Well, listen, if you're
Most likely Catholic.
See, if you're Southern German, then you're probably Catholic. But I guess that also depends on where you are.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure if
Germany.
my grandma, the German side, is most likely Catholic.
Yeah. And if you come from like Austria anywhere, you're definitely fucking Catholic. But yeah, that's the thing. Who the fuck knows? We're all mutts. We don't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We're not cut out for empire. We don't have that strong identity to cling on to. What's our strong identity? Individualism? It doesn't really fucking work for an empire where you're supposed to sacrifice for the state. That individualistic nature and attitude. Just... yeah. But, try as we might. Politicians still want it. Anyway, weren't we saying this was all because fucking Elizabeth
Foreign
Warren's
policy.
foreign policy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's dumb. She doesn't know thyself before you attack your enemy that you don't know. Also know thy enemy, but know thyself before thy enemy. Know thy enemy before thy attack thy enemy.
Speaking of American empire, now we can go on to what's going on with Saudi Arabia, the Houthi rebels, Iran, and
You mean
Trump.
our good old buddies Austria-Hungary? For context, Germany basically said they would join Austria-Hungary if any of the great powers went to war with them before World War I, and so Austria thought the only natural reason why they gave them that is so they could then attack Serbia, who was allied with Russia, and then drag Germany. Point is, Saudis are basically that. They're just like, hey, Iran, if you do anything to fuck with us, even though we're doing this like proxy tit for tat back and forth, if you do any strikes or anything, or whatever we can accuse you of. You know, that whole Houthi oil field bombing thing, kind of a prelude, blaming the Iranians. I can easily see that happening again. Saudis just being like, war. And then they'll be like, turn around and be like, come on, America, we're going in. Because they're dangerous as fuck.
I want nothing
dangerous
to do with the
nation.
Sauds. Nothing.
Yeah. Telling you, it's like World War One, or World War Two, but in reversed. Like
Listen.
suddenly the good guys become the bad guys, and the bad guys become the good guys.
I swear our foreign policy in the Middle East, the people who really controlled it, I'm guessing they never had the best intentions for America in mind in the first place. I think they
I
had
don't
the
know
best
why our
intentions
foreign
for
policy
Israel.
focuses on any of the larger states in the Middle East. They're all just
I don't
fucking
know.
unstable, violent places. You know, it's just like let them recover. Honestly, if you wanted to be friends with a Middle Eastern state, why don't you pick a really small one like Jordan or Kuwait or fucking Bahrain? I mean, at least you know it's like they're so tiny. It's like, yeah, stability there is probably pretty assured.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like what's gonna happen on Bahrain? Nothing. Then they can be like, or then we can be like, all right, can we build some? Can we have a base or a port or something
Mm-hmm.
on your desert island?
And then
Sure, there's
the war in
space.
Iraq, the only beneficiary from the war in Iraq, Saudi Arabia and Israel.
The Kurds, maybe they have more
They
autonomy.
still don't have their state. They still don't have a
I know,
state.
and now the fucking Trump shafting the Kurds because he's giving Turkey, like for some reason the U.S. has the authority to grant this, but he's giving Turkey like a 40 kilometer deep strip. It might be a little bit longer. It's not super thick, but when you zoom in on it, it seems like that's pretty decent. That covers a few towns, I think one city. But anyway, like into Syria, in which the Turkish army can make excursions into, and he's basically like, so they can protect their own borders. But it's totally shafting our Kurdish allies, who just so happen to be the bulk of a lot of people that are along the border. Are Kurds. It's like, what do you... Good foreign policy. Hey, we're friends. We champion Kurdish sovereignty. Except for when, we want to be on Turkey's good side, even though Turkey's actively pulling away from us, buddying up to people like Russia. But we're still gonna, like, be friends with them and give them stuff. Even though Erdogan's a dictator.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait, that's why we're giving him so much stuff. He's a dictator. They're just like, you know what? We love dictators, man. The U.S. has a history of just buddying up to them. At least we don't have to worry about one president liking us and then the next hating us. You know, it's president for life. He likes us till he dies, and his successor will like it. But yeah, what do you guys got to say about any of this?
I'll be honest. I've been a little off in thought.
I could tell.
Because I'm trying to remember, like, what part of Germany my grandma's from now. Now you brought it up.
You just hung up on that.
Well, because I remember before, but now I fucking can't. So I've just been I've been a little hung up on that, honestly. So hold on.
Yeah, I'm concluded that I'm somewhere. I almost feel like my family's from Silesia almost, because I'm like part Czech, part German, part Polish. That's like they're all right next to each other. So I mean, I'm just gonna draw a triangle in between the capitals of each of them, just be like somewhere in there.
Yeah. I feel like, fuck it. I'm gonna text my mom. Hold on. I feel like she knows. She most likely knows. What'd you say?
Yeah. Oh, nothing.
Alright,
Your
I
mic
text
is just
her.
cutting a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I text her right now. I'll see. I used to remember, but I don't know. It's been a while.
Heritage is hard to remember for America.
Definitely. Yeah, I'd say
It's
for
like,
America,
really,
definitely.
at least from like Germany or whatever, or Japan, you know where you came from. Even if you're an immigrant, it's
Oh
like, come
shit, that
on,
was quick. That shit
you're an
goes back
immigrant.
fast.
You're like a few generations deep. You would still know where you came from.
Outside of Frankfurt and Munchen.
Munich?
Munich, I mean? Yeah, Munich.
Munich isn't outside of Frankfurt, but
Outside of Frankfurt and Munich.
in my, I don't know. Frankfurt and Munich are different cities.
Yes, I know. I'm a little confused too, actually.
Yeah, well, we'll just say you're somewhere in between Munich and Frankfurt. Still in southern Germany, so.
Yeah, so I was thinking southern Germany because I was like, because when you're bringing up she's Catholic
Frankfurt's
or not.
kind of like right in between north and south.
Yeah.
Like, this is a dividing line. It'd be a good capital for Germany if, I don't know, they owned a little bit more buffer land on France. Like, if they owned Alsace-Lorraine, then Frankfurt would be a good capital. But I guess they're all buddies now, so you don't even need to think that way. You can fucking put your capital, like, I don't know, what's a really funny board? You put your capital in, like, Cologne. Wouldn't even matter. Or Bonn. Put it back in Bonn, Germany. That's where it was when they were West Germany. I mean, yeah, you don't need buffer space. They're all friends. Even though France is still like, France doesn't have any friends. It just has, like, allies or whatever. We just have alliances. It's just like, what are you doing, man? Like, I get it. France, you're proud. You're proud people, but you're part of the EU now. It's time to simmer down. It's time to just conglomerate. Otherwise that shit's gonna make that great European experiment fail. What do we have left than that? Just a divided Europe again?
I don't know. I just never really thought about it. Yeah, I guess a lot of people I wouldn't know their heritage and stuff in America. Sorry, I was just thinking about that now.
Not.
I guess it's just the nature, I mean, at first when people came to America,
Now, I know that most of my black friends know if they're descendants of slaves or not. So I guess that's going further back than most.
I'd say that's pretty far back, yeah. I don't know. I was also like thinking.
I guess if you're Jewish, you keep a lot of your heritage because, well, Jews they always keep their heritage wherever they go.
I don't know, man. I feel like you can also tell when someone's like from Greece or not. I don't know, it's just the way they look.
What, the curly hair and the tan?
Little bit darker skin than the rest of Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even then, that little bit darker skin doesn't spread across all of Greece.
Like I was I went to like this fucking these like gyros, not gyros, euros. You know those.
Yeah.
I was like one of those, like the fuck. You ever had one of those? They're fucking good. They're actually really good, especially when they have like lamb and stuff in them. And the people there, I'm like, holy shit! Like they look like they're from Greece. I was like, well, no wonder they're good. Come on, man.
Yeah.
They're right from.
Dude, it's amazing that Greece is like the center of Western civilization, given how mountainous it is,
I know,
and
right?
how like most of it is not suitable for housing humans.
Thessaly.
Coastline, yeah.
Yeah,
you got Thessaly. Thessaloniki. It's kind of around the coast.
Yeah,
it's really
I thought you were
gonna
say something like, I'm surprised Greece is the center of Western civilization, or one of the, considering how poor they are today. But
yeah, they have they don't really have natural resources. So
yeah.
No, they don't have any. They were stripped of all their strategic territory.
Yeah,
all they have are their islands.
Honestly, and they barely even have Cyprus.
Cyprus is a strategic island. And not
And
even
now it's
military strategic,
yeah.
economic strategic trade. Like, that gives Greece
And
close trading ties with the Middle East.
they're having fishing problems now too. I was just telling you about that, like that documentary. Like
Mhm.
there's a lot less fish now.
Could be worse. You
Yeah.
could be Palestinian and not allowed to go out to fish.
No, I think not having fish is worse actually.
I'm
Dude,
pretty
how do
sure
they
the
keep? How does
Palestinians are in a worse
Israel
spot than
keep
Greece.
making the West Bank smaller?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know. Netanyahu ran on
Where are
annexing
they
the West
putting all
Bank.
these guys, man? Man, that is fucked. I'm gonna go to Google Maps. Google Maps still says the West Bank is how it's been, but I've seen maps where it's just like bits of it are fucking getting taken
Oh yeah,
out, you know?
it's like
Just like,
mostly Israeli at this point.
uh-huh. And the Gaza Strip's the same way. I don't know. No, Gaza Strip was what I was talking about earlier with I don't know how the fuck they keep taking away from the Gaza Strip territory-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just like, where the fuck is there any room? It's literally just a bit of coastline. But, yeah, both of it.
It's
No
supposed to
two-state
be
solution at this
inhospitable to
point,
humans by
seeming.
next year.
What'd
Yeah,
you say?
people are still gonna live
It's
there.
supposed to be hospitable to humans by next year.
Holy shit,
Gaza
really?
Strip. Yeah.
Jesus.
You wonder why they vote for Hamas when you give them elections.
I know, it's like, they're literally just trying to, they don't even want us to be here. They want to just, it's like, so yeah, we support the radical group that wants to destroy them, because they are literally actively trying to destroy us.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, man. Terrible situation.
I know.
This is like, I don't know. It's like reverse apartheid in the sense that the Jews are the majority now, so it's like the Jews are now suppressing the minority instead of how in South Africa it was the minority suppressing.
The majority, yeah.
It's what those damn Boers would have wanted.
Man, the Jews finally pulled a reverse card. It's incredible. After so
I know,
long, they
right?
finally got that reversal. That no you button.
Mm-hmm.
Long live democracy. God.
Dude, I'm ready for the Arabs to lead the opposition party in Israel. That's going to be interesting if that actually pans out.
I hope it does. That does sound
Ooh, ending
interesting.
apartheid.
I think they're screwed. I
I'd
mean,
literally be like, that's like Nelson Mandela fucking becoming president of South
Yeah.
Africa.
yeah.
Problem?
Well, I mean, that would just end Israeli apartheid, hopefully. God, I
Mhm.
almost want him to win. What are they running on, do you know?
Ending apartheid.
Aside from that, that's one very important thing, but you know, a party doesn't just run on one thing, you know? Dude, it'd be like ending apartheid and then just like a
It's like,
reversal
that's
where
it.
they just.
I don't know what else they're running on, man. There are like no leftist parties in Israel.
Oh man, what a surprise.
Uh,
That was a real
See,
big
Israel
shocker.
is
Why do you
further
think they
right.
have? Why do you think they
The
have like
US,
three
further right.
right-wing
Europe.
parties that are the biggest parties? The three biggest parties are right-wing parties.
God, it's just like, take your pick. Which one do you want? The
The
bad one,
They're the
the
bad-
worst one, or the really bad one?
God, it's real good here.
Yeah, if you're Israeli. I bet
Let's look
homes
at
are
a
cheap
list of
in
political
Israel.
parties in
Wait, what'd you say, Jacob?
I bet homes are cheap in Israel.
Oh yeah, real
All right,
cheap.
If I'm Jewish, let's just say I just converted to Judaism tomorrow, I could go to Israel as a
Mhm.
fucking immigrant because they're like the U.S. for Jews.
Yeah.
So they're just like, come disparage Jews of the world, come to Israel, please. We
I don't know,
need your
it didn't sound
settlement.
that bad. Like who was it? Was it like
I know, but
H3H3? He was like talking about how he went there for like college or whatever, like a trip or something. It sounded pretty
I know,
cool.
but if I'm a fresh immigrant, I'm probably gonna be conscripted into the army.
Most likely, yes, definitely.
So,
Just wait until
you know,
you're like
but once I get in
elderly,
with
then
that,
go
I
there.
get some
Boom.
I get some fine Israeli lady,
Yeah.
and then I can just go fucking move out into the West Bank somewhere where the housing's super fucking cheap.
I think you have to.
I mean,
Don't you have to like
you're
serve in
doing-
the army there
you're
for like
doing
4
shit is-
years or something? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
probably.
It was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the right wing party is like it's terrible if you're like Palestinian, but if you're like Jewish or anything like that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you probably make it pretty good. But you know,
Yeah.
that's what you get. Freedom isn't free. Built on the backs of others. It's literally Israel's just learning from us. We're the one that pretty much fucking have supported them, so it's just like we're just shaping them into us. But over there,
I'd
and
hate to
Jew-
force. I'd hate to force. They'd be forced to join the army, man. I'd be like, that's kind of some bullshit.
I don't
Dude, I'm
care. The
telling you,
idea
that's my
probably wouldn't even be
slingshot
that
into
bad.
politics.
As long as I don't fucking get hit by some road or some like suicide bomber while I'm guarding a checkpoint or something, and they're not like, "Hey, so we gotta go to Gaza and shoot some protesters." I'll be like, "Ah, fuck."
It's not even that, dude.
It's like, I don't know if I signed up for this. It's like literally
Well, you did-
signed up for this. I'm like, but I don't want to do that.
It's not
I
even
don't want to
that.
shoot
Just-
civilians.
it's
That's fucking terrible.
It's just the being forced to be there is my problem.
I'm not indoctrinated like the natural born Israelis are.
Yeah. Like, it's like I wasn't born here. I came here
Israel
because
would
it was cheap.
probably be a great place to live. You
Yeah,
know, they're
I
a
know.
Western country. They're literally they're a first world country,
Mhm.
and they're
I know.
heavily subsidized. I'd move to Trump land, actually.
Yeah.
You know, just be like, all right, I'm one of the American Jewish immigrants. Move to Trump land.
Hey,
Dude,
what's
look
up?
on Google Maps. It's not even disputed territory anymore. The border's literally shifted. The Golan
Damn.
Heights are now officially Israeli.
Nice.
Oh dang.
And I'm
Good.
pretty sure they have even more fucking
Looks like
borders
I'm
than
Jewish
Israel.
now,
Wait,
boys.
what are the Golan Heights? That I only know Trump land.
I know, right? Trump land, I mean.
Oh, Jacob.
That's what
Jacob, the background video you've originally wanted,
Yeah.
it would have fit so well now.
See, play the goddamn video.
It's a lot of fucking work.
I don't care. You gotta play the video. People gotta see what I want in the background video.
Alright, hold on.
They
hold
gotta know
on.
my genius. I came up with a name, by the way. I'm ideas guy. I got a brain so powerful that I need to consume at least 4 gallons of water a day or I overheat and die.
Alright.
So,
just
we're running
liquid
on that
cooled.
quad. Yeah, we're liquid cooled quad processor. We got 8 terabytes of externals. I could literally just pull memories out of my brain, throw them away. So if I have cringy memories, I'll just toss them in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Just kidding. No, we don't have that yet. And I don't know if I'd want to destroy my memories. That sounds kind of shitty.
Why am I playing
It's like,
this?
hey,
Depends on the
part of
memory.
who I am? Fuck that. It's embarrassing. I'm throwing it away.
I feel like I should even play this. You're not even talking about it anymore.
Play it.
It's already played. Fuck when it's speed when they're in a circle running around. It's so fast.
Are they at 1.75 speed?
Nah, it's at 1.5.
Oh my god, crank it up. You gotta know the optimal speed.
Also, the volume's not on, so they can't hear the deafening sound of a bunch of men.
Is there any background music or anything?
In there, I think they're all it's just their chanting
No, I
in
mean
there.
in the current podcast.
Yeah, it's the normal jazz.
Okay, well there doesn't need to be jazz. They can be fucking jamming out, or not. There doesn't need to be normal music. They can just be jamming out to jazz. This is we're gonna shape society. This is what people need to. This is how people need to dance to jazz now. This fast, by the way. Yeah, you can't go in slow.
Yeah, you can't go slow. Oh no, they're going to the circle. Look at God damn.
That video is great.
I know it's and that's what I wanted to be the background, just on a loop. Great. It would have been glorious.
Well, and now it's gone.
The fuck? Israel's taking the lakes, man. I just noticed.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
of course.
They're
Did
like,
I
that's
t-
why they
did I
wanted that
tell you
annex.
that,
They wanted that Sea of Galilee.
That Israel has a Labor Party, and they have two social democratic
Oh!
parties.
Nice. You got a Labor Party? Damn.
Dude, and they've got a couple secular parties. Which,
Oh! That's.
uh-huh.
I mean, that's.
What do you mean,
Social democratic secular party,
secularism?
that's
What
like my
about
dream. That's my
Judaism
dream.
is a part of the state religion? Basically what it is
I mean, it
almost.
kind of already, yeah.
But I mean, Judaism is also kind of what makes Israeli identity. Although they have their own state now, they don't need to rely on Judaism to have an identity. They have land now. Make your own damn identity with your own two hands. Instead of relying on.
And here we found the union of right-wing parties. Orthodox interests, religious Zionism, religious nationalism, religious conservatism,
Jesus.
and economic liberalism.
What?
Actually, the
economic
worst party I've ever
Hey.
seen.
What the heck?
All right, so
Liberalism
remember what
is
I
not
said?
good.
I know.
Remember what I said about fucking it being okay to be an Israeli? Yeah, well, Palestinians are like, yeah, I think I'm voting for the religious Zionist party. If they could vote, actually, you know.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I mean, Likud is currently
If they assimilated.
that's Netanyahu's party. Is conservatism, national liberalism, economic liberalism.
Mm-hmm.
But blue and white has more seats now, so
Oh, good. What, like in their small minority party? They're like
blue and
13%
white is the
of the
coalition
electorate.
that just passed Netanyahu in the last election in number of seats by like 2 seats. It's a
Okay.
coalition. It's not a party.
What are the
Although
parties?
it's sort of turning into a party. The Yesh Atid, which is liberal, social liberal, liberal Zionist, and two-state solution. You've got the blue and white, the Israeli Resilience Party, which has Benny Gantz, who is the leader of the
Benny
blue and white.
Gantz.
Benny
He's a Jew
Gantz.
from Brooklyn. Benny Gantz.
And there is Zionism,
here.
social liberalism, environmentalism, and two-state solution. And
I'm walking here.
Telem Party, which is Zionism and liberalism, which that's the blue and white coalition, who may be making the coalition to run the country, to form a government.
Benny Gantz for Israel. Everybody gets a bagel and some hummus.
What?
Terrible. I was just thinking the sausage party. Like, fucking Jewish food is a bagel. And the fucking Arab one's falafel. But you know what? Sausage party part 2. The Arab or the falafel would just become Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
Just be Jewish. Was it assimilated? Just be like, this is Jewish food now. No, that wouldn't work. There's too many Arab countries. Israel's only like this small strip. They could do something like that. But let's see. What other stories do we have? I know we got something on the Arctic.
Oh, the environment getting even worse.
Yeah, all the usual.
What?
The good old expected.
Hmm.
We need a Green New Deal. Bad.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
We need a New Deal coalition of any. Dude, if I were conservative, I'd be super scared of Bernie winning because he could build a coalition, a working class coalition like the New Deal, so easily.
Mm-hmm.
He could end up with like 65% of the electorate easily after his first term.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I think
Jesus.
he could. I think he could. Once you start getting some of his social democratic policies out there, and they start helping people, I think you
Well,
can
I
pull
mean,
them.
you also
Even if they're
got to
socially
factor in
conservative, I
there
think you
might
can pull
be
them.
like a recession, like as soon
Oh,
as
that would
Bernie
help.
takes office. Yeah, well, I mean, if the recession still hasn't gotten as better as people would have liked by the time it's his first term, you really ain't be getting 65% of the electorate.
Yeah,
Maybe.
people would definitely blame Trump,
I
like
mean, yeah.
100%,
Of course.
and they'd be
So I
like,
kind of
Bernie's
want
trying
to.
to help us.
That's why I hope it happens this within a year.
I
The
hope it doesn't
economic.
happen at all, but I'm convinced that it will.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, I figure it's gonna happen inevitably. So I hope it happens within this year, as Trump is still president. So it can visibly be on him,
Mm-hmm.
and it wouldn't help him in the election. It wouldn't help anybody.
Hmm.
But it would at least show that his policies weren't working. He's an incompetent fool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's funny. It's funny. I'll miss him on Twitter. It's like,
He'll
damn,
still be
dude.
on Twitter.
Plus, if he goes
I
to
know he'll be
jail,
on Twitter, but he won't. He won't be the president
they'll pull a
and be
fucking
on Twitter, where he's just fucking super petty and stupid.
Draw, dude. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world when he showed that hurricane graph thing and then drew the Sharpie
Oh,
around
I know.
Alabama.
It's like he is so petty. Like, what was that? He's like, yeah, I mentioned Alabama in the list of affected states. It's like, it was just a mistake. No, he literally is just like, you know what? Somebody hand me a fucking black Sharpie. Doesn't even hardly any effort. He just takes the little hurricane pad and he just draws on this little fucking. All right, well, this is a little extra affected area that just so happens to be going over Alabama.
Genius,
So,
dude.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of petty. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Why would you? But I mean, yeah, that's our president. I'm gonna miss that in a way.
Yeah, a
Like
little
if
bit.
this was like a TV show, that'd be funny. That would be where the laugh track fucking kicks in when he's drawing it on there, and because he doesn't want to admit he's right.
Hmm.
But that's the thing with Trump, though. He wants to increase his image. He doesn't really care about what happens to America on his way out.
Yeah, of course.
He just wants to look good while he's in, or look good in his eyes. I don't know. I don't know if sharping a little addendum to make sure that the storm hits Alabama on a chart is exactly
Making you look good, yeah.
yeah,
Not really.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but whatever. So I mean that's the guy that's gonna if he's in for another 4 years though, that's not good for the environment.
Definitely not.
Mm-hmm.
So I
I
mean
think in that article it was talking about how the temperatures from like 1850 to now have raised by like 1.1 degrees Celsius, but since 2011 to 2015, it's rose by 0.2 Celsius, which is actually pretty nuts in that short of time.
Mm-hmm.
but it's fine.
Yeah, it's all fine.
Everything's fine.
Hmm.
See, the
And-
elites are pushing everything's fine while they're slowly preparing the bunkers and shit, and they're just like, alright, we're gonna have that jet fueled up on standby. And then they're like, everything's not fine, and they just fucking book it to their little hideaways, wait out the apocalypse.
I think it was talking about the average rate of or not the average rate, but the rise in water from 1993 to now has been 3.2 millimeters per year, and since 2014 and 2019, it has increased to 5 millimeters per year.
Damn, that's a good sign. That's a
Yeah,
pretty
that's a good
sign.
sign.
I mean, you know, if you don't live on the coast, what do you gotta worry about?
Take
If you
those
don't live in the Middle
$1,000
East,
from Andrew Yeg. Move to higher
if you don't
ground.
live in the Middle East and you don't live on the coast and you don't live in a dry area or place with low rainfall or
I'm joining the Yang gang. I need to. I
You
need to
need
move.
that $1,000. You're right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but that's what
don't worry, if there's a societal collapse, boys, I got a plan. Alright, we're on the West
UBI?
Coast. UBI is for the weak. Alright, we're starting a new society. So societal collapse. Shit gets real with climate change. People are moving away from the coastlines because cities are getting flooded. Yada yada. Basically, there's people moving around because of this shit.
Yeah.
They can't live where they used to live. I'm gonna take a shit ton of those people up to Alaska and then just break away from the U.S. Start some fucking sort of.
I want Cascadia.
This
I want a
plan
social
sounds like it's falling
democratic
apart.
Cascadia.
Problem with Cascadia is it's continental United States. I don't want to be continental United States. Although I'm pretty sure it would be Canada probably just let the U.S. in if I declared independence. It'd just be like, go ahead, take care of it. Like, fuck you, Trudeau, you piece of shit. He wouldn't even be prime minister by then, but still, I would say that anyway.
I'm not sure Trudeau is going to be the prime minister for another week.
I know, right? Blackface. It's like 4 fucking pictures of him. It's like, that's what I do every Halloween.
Why did he do it so
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, we are.
Wait, holy shit, what the fuck?
There's like a Justin Trudeau blackface. You don't need
Wait, hold on. 1 second.
Like, it's like, yep, Jojo, or Trudeau. Trudeau dressed up as a fucking Popo from Dragon Ball. It's got like big fucking red
Holy
lips and like a
shit.
suit. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's fucking pretty bad.
Jesus, dude. What the hell? Hold on. Let me pull this up.
Oh, you trying to bring him up?
Zach, hold on. I'm gonna.
Yeah, the people need to see.
Jesus. Alright, hold on. There it is.
We gotta love our
Look at that. What year is
Yeah,
this?
I know, right? Canada's like, alright, we're in a stable situation, so neoliberalism it's fine.
What year was this? Do you know?
I don't know.
You don't know? What?
I know one of those blackface photos is actually kind of recent. Like, I'm pretty sure he was still prime minister recent.
There's no way.
Yeah.
He just does this every Halloween. They do us wrong. This is my favorite costume. Everyone's just being dicks,
I'm
dude.
just trying to be Will Smith's Aladdin. Come on.
Come on.
Freaking Genie.
I was supposed to say Genie, but that's alright. You should have been Aladdin. But not really. That movie never should have been made,
He dresses up like Morgan Freeman from
when I hear him talk,
Redemption.
all I can hear is Beto. I can only hear Beto O'Rourke. He's actually the same person.
Dude, Canada's whole neoliberalism is defined on... It's such a fucking weak platform. It's So, well, what do you guys
Wait,
identify
hold on,
as?
wait,
Well,
wait.
we're not American. We have universal health care. That's something we have that America doesn't. So, that's part of Canada's identity. And
I mean, to be fair, that's pretty good. I wouldn't
fuck
become one
that.
with
That's how
the
you
U.S.
define your nation. Yeah,
I
that's our
mean,
defining features. It's like cool. All right, well, what makes you like
Man.
people that are like unique and
they're not, but they don't want to become part of America because they've got
they're
it
unique
better up
in their
there.
own way. I honestly think fucking Canada
Dude, they
should
have-
do what the South did post Civil War and emphasize and keep their accents just to say, just so they can be not so Yankee, or not assimilate to Yankee North.
Dude, they have
Because apparently
fucking...
Southern accents weren't really
In Ca-
universal or
in
until like after the Civil War. Go ahead.
In Canada, they have dispensers for marijuana now. It's like fucking like soda machines, man.
Oh,
Dude.
just in the street?
Yeah.
Dude,
Out
Japan
in
would
the street,
definitely
there's
do that.
weed.
I'm pretty sure weed's not legal in Japan.
I don't think
but
it is.
Fuck no, it's
If it
not. That
was, they
society
would.
is way too conservative. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
they're
sure
super conservative.
pretty sure you have to get a goddamn prescription to buy some aspirin there. It's like no
Freaking
weed.
get rid of Shinzo Abe.
Abe.
Yeah.
Get rid of him.
I
Him
know.
and
Can't
his-
stand Shinzo
And
Abe.
his party and his fucking doesn't he lead like a conservative coalition government?
Yeah, it's a conservative party.
I'm so
Yeah.
fucking stupid. I was about to say something really fucking stupid.
They're like, all right, conservatives like to keep things the same. We don't like change. It's like, man, shit's really shit right now.
Oh no, it's
Maybe
not.
we should
It's not.
change.
It's not the conservative party. It's the Liberal Democratic Party.
Uh,
But it's a conservative party.
oh yeah, Shinzo Abe is no liberal Democrat.
What's the Constitutional Democratic Party? Center left
Is
party
there
is
no
the second
just
biggest
straight
party.
monarchist party?
Let
In
me look.
Japan?
Yeah, I mean, come on, this shit. Fucking everyone's gotta have some sort of political party behind him. I mean, there's still a lot of loyal monarchists.
All
in
of these
Japan,
are freaking liberal parties, but there's a Social Democratic Party with 2 seats. Come on.
and they're pro-monarchist.
No.
No, look for the pro-monarchist.
Dude.
I'm looking for it. There isn't one.
That's terrible. So,
Not
I
one
don't
with
get why
seats.
in constitutional monarchies, where they have parliaments and the monarch doesn't have like hardly any power. I don't know why they don't just have like as default always a monarchist party. And I just don't get that. It's like, I mean, he is kind of your sovereign, even if he has no power.
The
Shouldn't he
Japanese?
have the power to get power, but not like consolidate power, but like
The Japanese
have
Communist Party is surprisingly large.
Seriously?
It's got about 13 seats
Dude,
in each house.
I bet they would uncensor porn. The Communist Party.
Really?
Fucking around.
What are they for? Are they
The
for
Japanese
anything cool?
Communist Party is Japan's oldest party. It was formed in 1922 as an underground
shit.
organization in the Empire of
Well,
Japan, but
I
was
mean, after
legalized
the
after World
fascist
War
party
II.
got fucked. You know what?
It is under the surveillance of the Public Security Intelligence Agency.
Huh.
under surveillance.
Under surveillance.
Like, don't try anything funny.
Approximately 305,000 members.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty nuts.
Policies. What JCP's main objective is terminating Japan-United States military alliance and dismantling of all American military
I'm
bases in
definitely
Japan.
anti-Japan. Japanese Communist Party.
I'm sorry, when
fuck
we're
that.
we're ruling America, we've got to be like,
It's
I'm
good
sorry.
they're under surveillance.
Yeah, never
Holy
mind. I don't like them
shit.
anymore.
Never mind.
All right,
we need
I'm going
those
back to
bases
the
'cause we hate
Social
China. You
Democrats.
They
hate
would
China,
most
we
definitely
hate
censor
China.
porn.
Let's hate China together. Keep those bases.
Current
Well, we
policies.
don't hate
How about
China.
current
We
policies of
sorry
the
for the
Social Democratic
Chinese
Party?
Communist Party. What's up?
I'm looking at the Social Democratic Party with zero power, but
Oh, cool. I bet
advocates a
they're for
significant
some
increase
lame
in the
shit.
scope of social welfare, such as healthcare, pension, social security, disability care.
Well, I
Opposition to
guess, yeah.
neoliberalism and neoconservatism. These are our
Good.
guys. These are our guys.
Yeah, our guy's characterized by the fact they have like no support.
Oh,
But
maybe, kind of. I kind of agree with this, but then on the same side, I'm like, complete disarmament of Japan in accordance with pacifist principles. The Japanese
no.
self-defense force will be replaced with a force dedicated to disaster relief and foreign aid.
No. These aren't our
Cancellation of the
guys.
United States-Japan military alliance, dismantling of
These
United
aren't our
States
guys. They're
bases
trying
in
to turn
Japan
Japan into
with a
Switzerland.
no,
I'm
come
not
on,
about
listen. You didn't let me finish. And replacing it with a treaty of friendship. There we go.
Hey.
Hey, look at that. They're good guys.
The treaty of friendship
Hey.
is dick. It's like when Hitler walks out of his meeting with fucking Neville Chamberlain, and it's just like, all right, this paper reads fuck all. I'll wipe my ass with this paper.
Listen, if I
Treaty
was
of
a
friendship.
citizen of Japan right now,
What
I
does
would
that
still
mean?
vote for this party.
What does that even mean? Treaty of friendship. Hey, we're bros. Hi.
Introduction of a carbon tax.
You know what that
Signif-
means? If China tries to insert full influence over Japan, they can't do anything about it. And then we're going to have to do all the fucking legwork because they're going to be completely disarmed.
but come on, they'll be friends with us.
That's
Yeah,
a one-way friendship.
No, they'll love us, and we'll tolerate
Is there
them.
no party that's just like keep the defense force, possibly expand its air force and its
No.
navy?
All the parties
Well,
are
maybe not
garbage
its
from what I've heard.
navy. And then, fucking buy some F-35s, please.
Look at this.
Somebody, we
Legalization
need
of
more people.
same-sex
I mean, they're
marriage.
already buying them, but still.
Is it illegal in Japan?
Same-sex marriage. Yeah,
Mhm.
and then pro
Yeah.
that and pro ending drug war. Does Japan even have a drug war going on? I mean, they have an organized crime.
Yeah, probably.
So-
They have a organized crime. They have a lot of organized crime, so I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like where there's organized
Good
crime.
old
Let's check
drug
out the
war.
center-left
drugs.
party's
I was about to say,
policy.
anytime there's organized crime, you know there's a drug war.
Yeah. It's like Duterte is in fighting a drug war south of the Philippines, so. Yeah, good old
The
I hate
center-left
all these
party
political
doesn't
parties.
support the legalization and maintenance of casinos. The party also supports building a society that supports each other and makes full use of individuality and creativity. Is this just a Democratic Party from America?
I know, right?
Wait, did it say?
This is
Japan
literally
is
their
great
whole policy.
Because Japan is good.
Wait, did they? Wait, did they say they support regulation on casinos or?
No, they don't support the legalization of
Oh,
casinos.
the do not support that. Okay,
Good,
never mind.
gambling's kind of
Yeah.
dumb.
Gambling is kind of fucky. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
but
I'm gonna give you tons of
but
money
I'm-
in hopes that you give me a little
Dude,
bit of
is
money
that
back.
now? Gambling is
No,
like
man.
the best definition of predatorial fucking like exploitation of someone's fucking
Mhm.
like weakness.
yeah,
and
but the difference is
addiction.
if you educate people, you should be able to have people realize that it's predatory. See, I'm pretty libertarian. I wouldn't make them illegal.
I don't think there's some
True,
people.
I
No,
mean,
there
you
there are
run-
some
you run
people that
that
realize.
risk.
There are some people that
You
realize
run that
it's a
risk
problem.
of illegal
And
gambling rings.
Yeah, I
problem.
realize that there are people who have problems, Riley, but we
No,
need
but
to
I'm
help
saying there's some people that, like,
instead
they-
of banning the institution. It's the same reason I don't support banning smoking.
that's true. Yeah,
Riley,
I guess.
just think about it this way. If you ban casinos, then there'll be underground gambling rings.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess that's
Might-
Which
true.
would
better
just
to be
give
legal
more
and
power to
regulated.
the Yakuza. And you don't want that. You don't want to empower your
Yeah.
organized crime.
Yeah, freaking Mexico's decriminalizing all drugs, and guess what? The people who hate that the most are freaking
Social libertarianism is probably the best way to combat a
Mhm.
lot of societal ills, like the drug war and organized crime.
I don't know.
Legalize,
I can't wait.
regulate.
Can't
everything.
wait for them to fucking break down in like video game gambling and stuff like that. Like the UN is.
Oh yeah, I can't
Yeah,
wait for
that
them
can
to
be
go
that
after
can be
freaking loot
suppressed and
boxes.
I
stamped
can't
out.
wait for that, dude. It's gonna be so good because the fucking AAA industry now is just sweating. They're like, it's an option. It's a choice. It's like yeah.
Halo 5 Guardians is the most recent Halo, and it has loot boxes.
I
so I'm just
know.
gonna say that it's just like
You
Halo.
know what's disgusting?
Sweating
You know what?
nervously.
You know what's disgusting? You know what they call it when they try to like fucking target like an audience with like an addiction to gambling? They
Mhm.
call it whaling. That's
Mm.
fucking gross, dude. I'm like, what the hell?
Freaking,
funny.
I'm about to
Makes
call
sense.
Japan a one-party state. The Liberal
Might as
Democratic
well.
Party has so much power.
Just think of the demographics of the country, though.
Yeah, they're all old people.
Mm-hmm.
Once those old people die, they're gonna leave a country that's completely screwed, and then maybe they'll go social democratic.
Well, Japan's starting to go with the whole, come on, Asia, immigrate to Japan, please. So they're starting to realize that they need immigrants. Shitty thing is though, it's like, no U.S. immigrants, we can't colonize them, boys.
Man, if they
Could have been
come
like,
on,
it
open
could've
the
been
doors
like
to the
Hawaii,
U.S.
but like way larger.
Yeah, we
They
should have
wanna-
done
Yeah,
that.
Do they
we
wanna
need
be
some
like
That would've been-
gunboats. We
Hawaii,
need to show
though?
up there.
That would
We
have
need
been
to
a
show
good
up there with
time.
gunboats. That's what we need to do. Go into Osaka. What is it, Tokyo Bay? With a fucking battleship. Be like, hey,
Hawaii doesn't look all that good after the U.S. debt. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea.
Hawaii's a great place.
Yeah, but
It's
the
been forever improved
not
by
great.
our
but the people that
civilizing
live
force.
there really don't like the fact that the U.S. is.
What do you mean?
What do
There's
you
so many
mean they're all
retirees
American
living
now?
there.
They are American now, Riley.
I bet there's probably about 30% Hawaiians on Hawaii.
Do you know
30 to
how much
40%.
money they make from freaking white
30 to
Americans just showing up to Hawaii?
40% that are living
Dude, not
in
everybody
Hawaii
likes
right
the fact that they have to rely on tourists, basically.
It's a
now.
lot
Yeah,
of money,
but that's kind of
Riley.
wishy-washy.
Yeah.
But another thing is Hawaii is also an island paradise. I mean, it's as long as society doesn't collapse, it's like a pretty stable economy.
I don't know, man.
I mean, as long as you got boats coming. What else is there on Hawaii though? Can't really
Tourism.
grow things. Can't
Pineapples,
really.
not really.
Yeah, I mean you can grow sugar. But they
Spam.
abandoned that.
Look how lot of spam there. They don't grow it, but you know they got a lot of that there.
I grow spam. I have a spam farm in my backyard.
Nice.
If you ever wanted to
Freshly-
know where it comes from, it comes off of trees, actually.
The
Walk
fucking
out there every
gelatin
morning.
on it and all.
a piece of
Yeah,
spam
you
on the
kinda-
tree. You're just like,
You kind of just have this giant bowl that
Fresh
goes
from the
around
vine.
the tree, and it kind of just drips out from
and
the
then it's like,
branches.
Yeah, that's how I imagine. That's like that's a typical Hawaiian man's fucking diet, dude. They go
Sun's
out and hunt
coming up, and
wild
he's just
pineapple
fucking-
and spam.
I know my
There he
little
goes and
cousin.
hunts wild pineapples.
He loves
Go
spam. He
pick
puts
some
like his
spam.
Dude, I'm telling you, you ever
He
been to
puts
Hawaii?
spam in ramen?
No,
Yeah.
that's their diet. That's their diet. Spam. It's fucking gross.
I love spam. Spam's great.
cooked spam is okay.
Nah.
I can
it-
eat a can
it's-
of raw
listen,
spam.
Riley.
When I open up a can of
Give me a
spam and I
fork,
have
I
to
won't even
scrape
take
the
it out of the
gelatin
can.
off the top, it makes me fucking
You
sick.
Scrape the
Listen,
jet. Riley, that's the best
once
part.
you accept it for what
Grab
it is,
your fork and
slice
scoop it in there.
processed alien meat.
Fucking
Pretend
accept
it's like
it.
meat ice cream.
I'm not gonna accept it. It's fucking gross. I'm not gonna eat it.
It's meat ice cream. That gelatin,
Fuck no.
the whipped cream.
Fuck that, dude. It's fucking disgusting. Yeah,
Uh,
I go to Hawaii. It's like,
Spam's a good. It makes sense though. I mean, like you could store it.
I mean,
for a
yeah, of
long
course.
time.
Dude, and that's why America fucked up Hawaii. They came in, it's like, here's some spam. The only thing we can really ship here right now. It's like, oh, delicious. I love
Yeah.
spam.
Anyway, moving on from that topic, Japan's
Spam.
political system sucks.
We're about an hour and 14 minutes in now, by the way.
All right.
Good.
Well,
The Hour of Babel. All right. Well, think we should start wrapping it up then.
You want to?
all right. You guys got anything else you want to say?
Spam's gross.
Spam's pretty good.
I've joined.
Especially if
I've
you have it with
officially
eggs
joined the Yang
for
gang. Now.
breakfast.
You've
Going
officially-
for the Yang game.
Yeah, I'm going to the Yang
If
gang.
Yang becomes president, I'm gonna save up my first year's UBI to buy a fucking $12,000 computer.
Jesus Christ.
Because why not?
It's like
Because I don't want to
UBI.
get a computer for the next 15 years.
It's like UBI. It's like, all right,
Listen, Yang.
This is supposed to help the people out of their economic right of being poor all the time. It's like, why are you poor, sir? It's like,
my
UBI
individual
to buy a
case.
kick-ass laptop, and I'm all scrubby looking, and I got like worn, stained clothes that I'm gonna dump, driving some piece of shit. It's like I saved up for the fucking mega water cooled dual drive.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If we had UBI, I wouldn't be working.
but you're like
UBI,
half the criteria though, because like you still go to school and stuff. So
Yeah,
I mean, like,
I go
If
to
I had
school.
UBI, I would move up north.
what?
Move up to Bellingham.
Yeah, I mean going
Bellingham
to
is
school
probably like,
and
from
working
what
is a
I've
lot.
seen,
Yeah,
like one of the nicer parts of the state, just because it's close to Canada.
a lot of the
I
places,
can go up to Canada whenever I want.
they've tested UBI. That's usually what happens. Like enrollment and stuff went up and stuff like that. Like a lot of people that were in school, they usually like quit their jobs because they had an income that they can fucking continue like that with.
Yeah,
See, Zach, but if you worked your job and you got UBI, you could fucking, I don't know, move out.
I don't want.
If you
I'm
wanted.
good with what I'm good with what I'm at.
A better car.
I'm good with that too.
Dude, you say that, and your car's gonna get fucking slammed into, and they're gonna have to keep your job. Well, you know what? Never mind. You just save up for like 6 months and then get a decent car.
Yeah,
Cause fucking UBI, woo!
yeah. I mean UBI
Yang
would be
gang.
nice. But-
Yeah.
It's kind of the band-aid on the bullet wound problem.
In America, yeah.
It would work in Finland.
Yeah, definitely. Dude, in Finland or like Germany.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have any problems.
Yeah, that's the thing
Like,
though.
yeah, for that, well, they have problems.
It
but
would,
then
the UBI
wouldn't
would be
like-
very helpful for East Germany.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, UBI and tons and tons and tons of cheap infrastructure projects. Cheap in
Yeah.
the sense that they don't fucking build it for just like elites. You know, they're like, hey,
Yeah.
we built like tons of housing, and then it's all
Oh.
just like high rise
Oh
condos.
yeah,
and
you
shit,
mean
and
the
it's just
Arab
like,
strategy for development?
yeah, where they just like marginalize the fuck out of any lower classes.
Yeah, they're like, listen, we're building this new.
It's like, I
big
don't see any
constru-
poor people from the 70th floor of the penthouse of my condo. I think I fixed the problem.
Dude, that's like fucking that's like one of the which one of the czars is that? It's like locked himself in his house basically because he's afraid of like a plague or whatever. And then like when they finally came, when the revolution finally happened, he was like, "Wow, I didn't realize it was this bad."
Oh, are you talking about Nicholas? Talking about Nikki? Because if it's a was it the Soviet Revolution?
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
so it was a
there's been-
Soviet revolution.
Then that's Nikki.
Yeah, he just like basically locked himself in there, and when that happened, he was like, "Wow, it's pretty bad out here."
Dude, I like how the decisions of one man literally destroyed his empire.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, liberalize and survive. Your state survives, and you still stay the monarch. Nah, I want to keep all my power and suppress the masses. I think that's more preferable, and then get overthrown later. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds like a good plan.
Get killed in
Yep.
Siberia.
I know, it's so fucking stupid. It's like, hey, Great Britain, they realized. Well, I mean, they had a revolution, and civil war, and it's a lot of stuff. They went through a lot to get to that parliament. But in the end, they're around, and Russia doesn't own Belarus, so we still own Scotland, bitch. Where's Ukraine and
For now.
Belarus? You don't own them. They're
For
independent.
now.
Yeah, Belarus for now. Ukraine, I don't know about that one, Chief.
No, I'm talking about Scotland.
Yeah, he was
for
talking
now.
about Scotland.
Yeah, Scotland for now. I mean, it was like, where's your liberalization? It only staved off the inevitable. But,
Dude, they shed they keep shedding empire when we keep thinking there's none left to shed.
Those Falklands, though, man, they will always be there.
Mm.
The Falklanders want to stay, and the British are actually putting economic investments onto the island, so it's not just some fucking fishing outpost, some whaling stop. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, what'd you fight for? There's like 400 people living there. It's like national pride. We defended the empire. These two islands. To be fair, the Falklands look pretty cool. So
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
See you next time on Hour of Babel or whatever it's called. The next time we do this.
It's the Hour of Babel, the Hour of Power, baby, on the Tower Babel place. We'll see you guys next time.
It's actually called Chat Side still.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll get around to it. Things will be more organized for all the 1 or 2 of you that sees this. Things will be better. And for all the 1 or 2 of you that stuck through, congratulations. It's the end now. You go to bed. But we'll see you guys in the next episode.